You are listening to the Interview Podcast,
where we interview the real you.
We discover our guests' passions, skills, dreams, and wisdom they've learned along the way.
Get ready for some friendly banter,
Controversial hot takes.
Christian pickup lines, and riveting conversations.
Let's dive in.
Welcome in to the first ever episode of the Interview Podcast. I am your host, Jennifer Moss, and with me is my co-host,
Derek Miller.
And today on the podcast, we have our very first guest, which we are honored. Her name is, can you give us a short introduction of who you are?
I am Kara Overholt. I have lived here my whole life, same street in Columbus, North Carolina. So I'm a native to the area.
I hear that's pretty rare, Kara. Is that rare that there's natives in North Carolina?
Well, actually, I feel like there's a lot of people in Polk.
Jen, there's probably been some people who've been here for hundreds of years, but you're talking in our church and community, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I'm just saying, I feel like
fresh.
most people are transplants.
When I tell people that I've
Yeah.
lived in on the same street my whole life, that's surprising. They're like, "What?
Yeah.
We've moved 14 times since I was for like in the
That does
last
not sound
10
fun
years."
at all.
So I think that is rare.
Wow.
But there are a high number of locals.
That's good to know. Being
That's a very
a
gentle-
transplant myself,
yeah.
that's just where I'm coming from.
Right.
Anyway, all right.
So, Kara,
Yes.
you pretty much covered who you are, where you're from. What do you do?
Good question.
What's the daily?
So currently, my family owns a business, Southern Manners, right in town. It's a restaurant, breakfast and lunch, and I currently manage that. So you deal with scheduling, employees, and just like the daily tasks of being prepped and ready to go. Also being, the owner's daughter, there's a level of commitment and responsibility there. But I love my job. I love what I do there. I'm very happy with it. But I am, after I say I'm really happy with it, but I am having a job change in the fall then. And I'm looking forward to that too.
Perfect, which that's something we want to get in more with you later, Kara, on that.
For sure.
But one question I have real quick when you just were saying about your family business, how is that working with your parents? Does that cause any issues? You guys have a pretty good relationship there.
So we work together and we live together. I am currently in the basement of my parents' house, and it can be a lot. Me and my father, we have a great relationship, but I feel like anybody in that situation is going to run into things when you're working side by side, making breakfast, and then going home and still having to deal with work things. For the most part, we do really well. There's, some weeks are harder than the others, but for sure things come up. But overall, we're making it. We still love each other.
That's great. I think that's great when family can work together and it can be a positive thing. I love that.
That's really good because I think we're actually all three in the same boat or have been. I work with my dad now, being in here at the office. But Jen, you've helped with kind of a family bakery.
Yep.
What have you found? What has been some wisdom? What has been some wisdom? Jen, don't act surprised.
This is my podcast.
This is you on the spot. Hey, I'm taking over.
Oh, boy.
What has been something you've experienced or something that been like, you know what, if you're working with family, you should do this, you shouldn't do this? Any tips out there?
I think the biggest thing for me, I would say, is you have to not separate family from when you're work and say, well, now I'm at work, now I'm at home. Your family regardless, but you have to extend the same grace to each other that you would if they were not family members. And that's something where it's a blessing in that you're so comfortable with each other, but it can also come back to bite you if you're too comfortable to where you say anything that you're thinking or your frustrations will come out. So you have to be very careful to give grace to each other and realize that there are going to be frustrations with being family and knowing each other really well, but learning to care well and be unselfish in what you're feeling and thinking and really kind of give up what you maybe want to make sure that you're thinking of them in the situation. But yeah.
That's good.
Relatable.
On the spot question there from Derek Miller.
Absolutely.
Love to see it.
We're all about surprises here, folks. You never know what's going to happen on this podcast. So I agree with you there. I think even in this last year and a half, me and my dad have just really when it comes to work stuff, like him being the director and me being a new guy on the block. Like when you know someone so well, you feel like you're And because you interact so much, you kind of feel like you're on the same plane. But then when it comes to work relationships, he's still your father, but yet he also is going to make decisions about things you have ideas about. That is his role, and that I have to be okay with and honor. And I've really learned to like the amount of grace and honor you extend to others is what will be extended back to you.
Right.
And so that's something I've been learning. It's like in the moment, it may be tough when you think you have a good idea, but there's another direction. But when you can choose to honor that and come under that, it'll come back to you. So I love it. Me and my dad, we hash it out in the office. We really do. But in a good way.
So I guess we could all say 10 out of 10 recommend working with family.
Yep.
You heard it here
Most
first
days.
on the
9.5
on the interview podcast, baby.
Absolutely. Sweet.
All right. Well, Kara, let's jump into, this is our new segment because, fun fact, everything is a new segment because this is a new podcast.
Good one.
Spit my coffee out.
So this segment is called Rapid Fire Questions.
All right.
And part of it is just for fun. The other part is to get to know you a little better just by your answers. Because answers can be very telling, even if they're simple.
That's true.
So we're going to throw these at you.
Okay.
You're not supposed to think too hard.
Yeah.
Just say whatever comes to your mind. First thing you think about. There's going to be a couple different parts of this. First, they're going to just be general questions. There's going to be a favorites section and a this or that. But we're going to roll through them real quick, girl.
Let's do it.
So,
Just like on Top Gun Maverick, Tom Cruise said, "Don't think, just do."
Don't think, just do.
Don't
I
think,
got to
just
see that
do.
movie.
Yeah, it's a good
we do
one.
not recommend Top Gun. It is rated PG-13.
Okay, Jen. Wow, this is your
Children
first.
listen to this
Oh
podcast.
my goodness.
All right, Kara.
Let's do it.
Where did you go on your last vacation?
Sarasota, Florida.
If you had to change your first name, what would you change it to?
Ooh, Danielle. I would
Name a 4-letter word that starts with B.
bark.
How often do you floss?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Personal question.
Once every 2 weeks.
Did you make your bed today?
No.
What has been your favorite age?
12.
Have you ever written a song?
No. Well, yes.
Ooh.
Partly.
Okay. We'll revisit that later. If you could be transformed into any animal, what would it be?
Butterfly. Just came to me.
Good answer.
It's fresh.
Okay.
Favorite month?
March.
Favorite season?
Spring.
Favorite color?
Ooh, what's a tough question? I'm going to go green.
Mm.
Favorite pizza topping?
Jalapenos.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Bold. You are canceled from this podcast.
And that's when the
I'm
interview
just
stops.
kidding. Just
Yeah.
kidding. All right. This or that? Dog or cat?
Dog.
Phone call or text?
Text.
Ice cream or snow cone?
Ice cream.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Well, there is a wrong answer there, folks, and she had it. Cake or pie?
Cake.
Big party or small gathering?
Small gathering.
Football or basketball?
Football.
Bath or shower?
Shower.
Sneakers or sandals?
Sneakers.
Email or letter?
Letter.
Car or truck?
Car.
Amusement park or beach day?
Beach day.
Passenger or driver?
Passenger.
Pancake or waffle?
Pancake.
Coke or Pepsi?
Neither. They're kind of both
Well,
taste
you're
bad
not
right
wrong.
now.
You're not wrong. You've passed that. Iced coffee or hot?
Iced.
Sweater or hoodie?
Sweater. Hoodie has a hoodie.
All right, and last but very important question. Toilet paper, over the top or under the
Oh
bottom?
my goodness.
Over the top
Thank
always.
you.
If you
we
don't,
get an
you're
under,
crazy.
I don't know what's going on. We need
Bless
some
it.
teaching here in America. So, Kara, this you can. I don't know what you're going to say with this, but I'm excited to hear about it.
Okay.
What are you passionate about?
What am I passionate
What are you
about?
passionate
Yeah, segue.
about?
I guess we're segueing into this. Okay.
Oh, well, you don't even need to say a segue. You just hit it. You just hit it.
So I was thinking about this question today, and I think it's not necessarily a thing, but I'm passionate about pouring into people and making them feel valued, and bringing. I believe very much that each person, no matter what your life looks like right now, you have value in life, and I want to be able to express that to people, and people that might not think that they have value, but find those things, those good things in people, and bring that out. And I'm very passionate about that. And in the last year actually, I found too that kind of overflows into children, and that has kind of taken me in different direction in life that I wasn't expecting, but it feels right. It's where I'm supposed to be, and I'm excited about that. But yeah, just making people feel valued. I believe that's an important task, and I'm passionate about that.
Wow. That was awesome, Kara.
Very much so.
No, it really is. And it is incredible what happens when you can help someone maybe feel that they didn't feel about themselves, and give them that boost. It's incredible to see what happens in them and what they can rise up to do or believe in themselves when they feel like someone else believes in them.
Yeah.
And so if you and for anyone that doesn't know, Derek and I both know Kara pretty well, and I can attest to the fact that she does do that very well with people. So I think that's really, really incredible. Keep that up.
Appreciate that.
Are you taking this next question, Derek?
Sure. Well, I was just going to kind of roll it into this one. So
Okay.
have you taken any actions or do you have goals with those passions, Kara, or any other goals you've set or any specific action steps like, hey, I want to do that to 2 people this year, or I want to be more intentional with my work, or is there certain things, or do you kind of like, God, just show me who you want me to especially connect with? How does that look for you, or do you have specific goals with that?
Right. So for me, it seems more like a mindset and a lifestyle you carry with you throughout your days. And just in each moment, trying to find that in people. And sometimes there are people that are highlighted and you feel like, wow, what an opportunity to speak life or to call out, believe in somebody. I think what you said about sometimes people don't know they have somebody that believes in them. And I feel like that's so important. But with the children aspect of it, throughout the last year with different doors closing, but the right ones opening, that kind of led with this passion I have in children is teaching. And a door opened up to do PE lessons with a local school, and it was just once a month, and I loved it. I loved it so much. Kids are a joy, and they're hilarious, and they're so fun. And but for a child to know that they have somebody that believes in them, and a lot of people, I've been very blessed, and I say we all are very blessed to have parents that have been that for us. But there's a lot of people that don't have that, and that's hard because God gives everybody a purpose, and it makes everybody special, and to hopefully be someone that can look to a child and then let them know that they've got something in them that's special, and that's what I want to do. And so this kind of through that one open door of PE lessons. This fall, I'll be starting teaching with that school 2nd and 3rd grade.
Okay.
And it's kind of amazing how that all happened, and even how that my heart for that came about. But I'm so excited. I feel it's where God has me right now, and I'm really looking forward to walking through with that.
That's incredible. Just a follow-up question with that. Do you feel like it was hard for you to kind of shift what maybe you thought your future would look like, and your goals as far as even job or whatever, to shift that as God kind of shifted you? Or did it kind of come naturally in the sense that slowly over time you just saw maybe different passions that were already in you didn't realize? Or were you just very open to whatever God had, and that is what drove you? Yeah, so I've been working at Southern Manners for fully for about 2 years now. And like I said, I love my work. There's something special about family businesses, but there was also a part of me that I wasn't quite fulfilled. I was like, there's something else that, prepping food and you have relationships with a lot of people, but there was something missing. And I knew there was something more for me to give. And so my heart was ready. I was like, what's next? I know this. I don't think I'm going to be at Southern Manners for the rest of my life. And some people are, and that's where God has them, and that's awesome. But there was something that, it was just getting uneasy. I was like, this isn't quite right. And so that transition over to doors opening where I did feel my heart going. It was kind of a natural transition, and it was very important for me to also, all of us working with our parents, right, to have our family support when you're leaving their business. Sure. It's a scary thing because I do play a vital role, and it was important for me to make sure I'm not, I wasn't coming across as
leaving their dream and like what they have and just pursuing my own, right? Because I care about that business a lot, but to have my family support and for them to see that within me too, that there is a heart for where I'm going, was huge in the transition and keeping that relationship and knowing, yeah, that support is there, made things a lot easier as well.
That's really good, Kara. Were there moments like before this opportunity opened up, were there moments leading up to that where you felt that uneasiness, where you're like, I feel like I want to move or something's going to happen, but you would have had to like really try to make it happen yourself, like really reach out, make some contacts. Tell me in that moment, kind of like what was your resolve? Because I think that some people are there, and I was there at one point with the job I had before. Like I loved it; it was great. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't love it, but I was grateful for it where I was, and the guy I worked for was amazing. But I didn't love the work itself. But I was like, do I start reaching out to make some of my own contacts, or do I just let this happen like naturally? So what was there? How long would have like when did you start feeling these inklings, and then like what did you do in the meantime before that opened up?
So coming into this new position with the school, I was very much I needed to be in a waiting period where I didn't force life because I was just coming out of a really hard thing in life. And my initial reaction was to, all right, what's next? Like, I got to find something else to fulfill something within me. And, but that's not how it was going to work for me. I needed to wait and to not force life. That wasn't the right word. It was force life. And be open to, for me, it was being open to opportunities that came up and to be willing to say yes, but not going out and making it happen on my own. Not to say that I think in a lot of situations you do need to take steps and, I don't want to say make things happen, but be available for things to happen in those ways. For me, it was like, God, I'm not sure what's next. I know how I'm feeling, but I don't want to, the last thing I want to do is force something to happen to fulfill something within me on my own will. So for me, it was waiting and allowing God to open doors but then saying yes and walking through those doors. That makes sense.
Yep. I think what you said, having your family's blessing, that can be a telltale sign of whether you're supposed to move even at that point or not. If even your own family who you're in business with senses that and is with you on it, or people that are close to you, I think that's a good indicator. That's awesome.
So is there something that you've walked through that you thought it would look a certain way, but it ended up being different than what you expected? And you can feel free to answer that or adjust that question to whatever way feels right for you, if that fits anything in your life.
So for me, it was my whole future. I was kind of expecting something else, and it wasn't. Even then with relationships, right? You're like, all right, at this time I'm going to move forward. I'm going to be married, or I'm going to have different things like that going for you. But it's not like that's not where I'm at right now. And so I feel like that's, for me, I felt like that's been life. But being here now and looking back, I'm where I'm supposed to be. And like even all those, there's actually a song, look at me making correlations, a song called
You did write a song, folks.
Unexpected Roads. You don't know the context of that. There's a song called Unexpected Rose by Mosaic MSC. I don't know.
Oh,
you know them?
Might need to look them up.
You should. And it's just about like God takes you down all these unexpected roads and you have these plans. But all in the end, it's not your will, it's not your plan, it's God's plan. And I'm where I'm supposed to be. And even in all those twists and turns, I know they all had meaning, and I'm here, and I'm where I'm supposed to be. So that was life. That was life for me.
So is there something? Yes, there is everything.
There is everything.
Not something, everything.
But it's awesome to be able to go through a lot of unexpected things and still see that it wasn't just aimlessly wandering through these paths that didn't mean anything, but it was actually something that brought you where you needed to be and maybe a different route than what you thought. That's really cool. Thanks, Kara, for sharing all that.
Really good.
So Next on our list, we have pickup line of the day.
Ayo. Honestly, when we give people these, this might change their life. They might find their future spouse
to all
with
you,
some of
this
these.
is for you single people out there. Derek and I are both single. Kara's also single. And that's okay.
Oh.
Singlehood is honestly...
It's a gift.
It really is. It's the gift that keeps
Jen,
on
don't
giving.
smile like you don't mean it. Tell me.
Sometimes I am tired of this gift.
Jen's trying to chuck this gift so far away.
No, but in all honesty,
I hear you. It's
know,
not that we don't
we're
want...
not those people that are blind to the fact that, of course, most people want to be married someday. We're not going to be like, oh, I don't care about guys and girls. Who cares about that stuff? Of course we care about it.
Right.
But we're single now. And so in the moments of being single, there's so many good things, so many blessings, so many freedoms that you have to do things that you maybe couldn't do if you were married, all that stuff.
Kind of like this podcast. Can you, like, if even one, okay, if 2 out of the 3 of us were married, this would probably not be happening. Maybe.
Who knows?
I'm not
If
going
the
to
Lord wanted
speculate,
it to happen,
but
it would
I'm
happen.
just
But
saying.
you're right. So you're
Maybe God has us
welcome.
on the earth
Because
for
of our
this. I'm just
singlehood,
kidding.
you all get to hear these
Yes.
incredible things.
Hit him
from
with
us.
the first one.
All right, so we didn't even say what we're doing.
Pickup lines.
Okay, so these are pickup lines for y'all if you need to use them for any reason to help the single life be a thing of the past. These are, well, I'm going to say, I'll get Kara and Derek's perspective on whether or not these are going to work
If I'd say yes.
in real life. Yeah, would you say
there
yes?
you go, Kara. If
So
you
Derek,
say
am I like
yes.
using this on you right now?
I guess, because I'm the guy here,
Guess-
sure.
Just, don't take anything
Well,
from that. We're just using
I
it
will-
because
I
we're here.
won't.
I'm talking to the audience.
Oh,
but, okay.
Thought you were talking
All right.
to me.
So, I can't even say this without laughing. Okay.
These are not necessarily Christian, guys. Our apologies. Guard your ears if there's little children around.
All right, so first one is, are you a cake? Because I want a piece of that.
Ooh, I was out on the first line. I was like, "Are you a cake?"
On
Nope.
the cake, you're right.
I don't need.
You're-
That's enough. Enough said.
Honestly, a cake, in today's culture, it's really sad.
Our
You're
producer is
shaking
shaking her head right now.
ASAP.
She is not about that.
Oh,
I didn't
no.
Big
I don't
thumbs
even remember what
down.
that last part was.
Kara,
All right, actually, maybe we should rate these then,
Kara,
and then keep them in the
out
bank.
of 10.
Okay,
what do
1
you-
out of 10
I
rating.
went, yeah, 0 for me.
Ooh.
0. Okay.
No for me.
Jen, what would you rate that one?
I mean, I'm giving that a solid 7.
if a guy said that to you, what are you giving that?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
What do you?
I'd maybe give it a 2, just for creativity.
I agree. It's
Immediately
very
brought down the
it's
rate.
very fleshly, so I'm gonna go with
so we have a
a
0, 2, and what are you at?
I'll go a 1, just
A
because it's
1?
kind of creative, but it's
So
not
we have
good.
an average of 1 for that
Amen.
one.
Amen,
Okay,
sister.
so sorry to all you single people out there, no help at all. We let you down.
All right. So
Okay, and Derek, you gonna go to the next
I'll
one?
do the second one. Okay.
And then I'll do the
Right,
last
Here we go. I'm just thinking how to phrase this in my head.
Which one are you doing?
The
Oh.
Yeah. You walk up to someone and say, "Hey, I think you're suffering from a lack of vitamin me." Vitamin me.
Dude,
That
I'm
feels
sorry. If
so
someone said that to me, I'd probably be like, "You're right. You're right."
Right?
Just because it's so funny. I was like, "Give me, yeah."
Suffering from a lack of vitamin me.
I
I
think
don't hate that
I
one.
think
Okay.
somebody with that kind of personality to say that, I'd be
Okay.
up for.
Okay. Yeah.
So
All right. What are you giving it, Jen?
I'm giving that one a 7.
Okay. Kara?
I don't know what ones we have coming. Like, I don't know.
Well, we only have one more.
There's one
Oh,
more.
there's
Just
one
We're
each
just gonna do
one.
3.
Each one goes on its own
Yeah.
merit.
Okay, so I'll give it like a 4.
Okay. Okay. 4. We're getting there.
Derek, where
Tough
you at?
crowd.
I honestly, that's bold enough, and the fact they throw vitamins in there, it's like vitamins are healthy, so it's
Yeah,
obviously a good
true.
thing. A vitamin me. So I'm gonna give that
Me.
one. I'm gonna give that one a 7.
There's
Oh,
no
boy.
bad vitamins.
Right. All right, Jen.
All
Last
All right.
one.
Perfect. So that one helps you guys out a little bit more with your love life.
Yeah.
Okay. Last one is you walk up to somebody, you look them straight in the eye, and you say, "I would say God bless you, but it looks like he already did."
Ooh.
And boom.
Ooh.
Meet me at the altar, I guess.
Where's your ring?
All right, we got a thumbs up from our producer in there.
Okay.
So
Grace
let's
Miller, my sister, is our producer. She might be our producer full time. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how many
All right.
people we can pay.
see. I wasn't really going to tell people who our producer was. I wanted to sound like we had like a legit producer. So
We
thank
do.
you for that.
Grace
now,
Miller?
now we know
Grace
it is
is
Grace
straight
Miller,
legit.
zero experience with
Too
producing.
legit to quit.
And also too young to use pickup lines. So her.
Well, she's 18, but as my sister, she's definitely too
You're
young.
right.
I agree.
All right, Derek, what are we giving that one?
Boy, I'm gonna go 8. I'll go 8.
Just because God's in there,
Yeah,
you're a
because
Christian.
you got to be godly with
I hear
these.
you.
You
I
don't
was
wanna be
actually
fleshly.
They're what
thinking,
you
since
thinking?
it's the last one
Oh.
and it's the best one, I was actually thinking 8 as
We're
well.
eight? Okay,
I
we got
was,
two
yeah.
eights.
It's number
Okay.
I had in
We're
my
about to
head.
triple eight this thing.
Ooh.
Just be honest. Be
You know
honest
what?
for you.
You said meet me at the altar.
Honestly,
so that's
I'm
pretty
giving that one a
serious.
9.
You put a 9.
I'm going
Got
9
you.
for that one.
Got you. Cool.
Because
we'll see
I
if
think
we ever
it's
hit
kind of a
10.
compliment that you could actually give to anybody.
Yeah.
And if it's not taken out of context, it could just be a nice compliment.
You can honestly take it so many ways, but because
Yeah.
it's God blessed you, it's like,
Yeah.
Okay.
So more of those to come in future
Yes.
segments to look forward to, everybody.
Get ready, folks.
So basically, this is kind of like what's that dating site?
Farmers
Christian
only?
Mingle?
Oh.
Christian
I'm
Mingle.
a Farmers Only fan.
What would we call this? What would we call this segment? Christian Tingle? No.
Oh, Jen.
We'll have to edit that
Nope.
out.
I knew that was about to
Nope.
come out too. It was only
fine.
right.
All right, so that was nice. That was fun.
It was.
But yeah, so we're gonna segue out of the pickup lines into a few more
Jen, you
questions
don't have to
yet
say
for
you
Kara.
have to segue. We just segue.
We need to though.
Stop saying segue. People are going to think we ride segways. Stop.
Okay, let's not argue first podcast.
No, I feel like we need to.
All right, this will be for this will be
Do we
for our
play
listeners.
to 11 or 7?
All right, Kara, what is a skill, hobby, or interest that you have that people might not know or might surprise them? Like you're athletic, you play volleyball. I think a lot of people know that, but is there some kind of skill you work on at home in your own time? In the privacy of your own home that you're like gonna bust out one day and show us?
Right.
You got anything, or that something you enjoy? Art, piano.
So I don't know if this falls, I was thinking about this one.
Yeah.
It falls in the interest more. I love music. I don't know if people know that. Like,
Okay.
I'm a feeler, and I think it's so cool that you can listen to like any song, not any song, but specific songs, and you can like it'll have me in tears, or I'll be like pumped or like dancing in my car, and I love lyrics. Like I'm a big lyrics person. If you can write a good lyric, even if it's maybe not the catchiest song, but if you have one line like
That
hook,
gets
line,
you
and sinker,
or
I'm
pulls
in.
you in.
Yeah. So big music person. I don't know if people know that.
Actually, you have played songs before for me or when I'm around that I was like I have never heard this before, and I feel like you're able to find a lot of different music and appreciate a lot of different kinds of music based on what it says, what the lyrics are, what it makes you feel, or whatever. So it's interesting.
Yeah, I feel like the Broken Roads. What was it called?
Unexpected Roads.
Unexpected
Yeah.
Roads. That's cool. Like even like that, I feel like
Maybe we should play that on the podcast.
Maybe we should. Actually, I just wrote down here we need to have a song recommendation for every podcast. So there it is.
What?
Unexpected Roads.
Unexpected Roads.
Unexpected Roads by what was it?
Mosaic MSC. They have a new album. It's called How I Thank the Lord.
Oh,
It's so good.
Well,
You should
that's-
just listen to the whole album.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
And you guys should too. Yep. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Moving right along here. You want me to take this one? Okay, we have a few more questions for you, Kara, before we get wrapped up here. What is some advice or wisdom that you wish you had heard sooner?
Wish I would have had heard sooner.
Or does that make sense?
It does. It does make sense. Something I spoke about earlier and was something I talked about not forcing life, not making things happen on your own. When you feel like it's time to move, maybe it's not time to move. And so if even if they're good things that you're doing, but they're not where it's not the time or the place that God is calling you, they're just they almost are things that make you feel good about yourself sometimes, or that you're doing something. But that's not always how it needs to be. It can be, you can wait and just be who you are, where you're at, and be making differences like that. And then when God will open doors when it's time to open doors, and you can walk through them then. And actually, this past year, my thing has been, don't force life. Allow God to make life happen for you.
Awesome. Don't force life.
I'm writing that down, Kara. Writing that down as a quote.
That's a big quote. That's awesome. That's awesome. Cool. Kara, what's a huge dream you have? Like something massive. Like what you got for us?
So I don't want to say I'm not a dreamer,
Okay.
but like I'm a very if I never travel the world and I'm here in Polk County, but I like have my people, like I'm good. I'm that kind of person. So I was thinking about this question, but I was like, I need to come up with something. And so I think it would be so cool to go to every Major League Baseball stadium in the country.
Whoa, okay.
Wouldn't that be so cool?
That would be very cool.
The
actually be pretty
environment
neat.
of baseball is such
Do you like baseball?
I do.
Okay.
I enjoy a good baseball game.
Okay.
And the whole like feel of it, summer and hot dogs.
Food.
You know,
Eat a hot
food.
dog
Big
at
one.
every baseball
It's so
stadium.
chill.
Absolutely.
in the
You
United
have
States.
Oh,
chants.
yeah,
And
like
I think,
Braves.
Yeah, exactly. And then they pull out the lights. Have you been to Atlanta Braves Stadium?
No.
You gotta go.
I mean,
see
I've
that.
been there, but lights? What?
Like the phones.
Oh.
And so you have the phones out and you're doing the
You mean-
chop.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, to the chop.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so I was thinking if I could do that in every stadium, that'd be pretty cool.
Okay, that would be pretty dope. Okay.
That's a neat
my
thing,
massive
Kara. That's like,
dream.
I like it.
but
I
it's
like
attainable. You could totally do it.
I
mean, it would take up
could.
time and money and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it could be
Absolutely.
done.
Summer break. I'm on
So-
school
It.
schedule
Ooh,
now.
summer break.
Yeah.
Let's go.
At maybe do like 2 or 3 every single summer until you get them all done. I wonder how many there
That'd
are.
be sweet.
There you
Anyway.
go. You're right.
Heard it here first, folks.
Heard it here first. Carol
Kara's
will be at
about to
every
be
stadium.
baseball player.
Every stadium.
Pretty sure she'll be playing.
Yeah, she'll be
Whatever.
playing. Yeah, the recruiter. Yeah, for sure. Wow, super cool. Super cool. Jen, why don't you hit her with the
Final question?
We'll go right in the last question. Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good.
Kara, first of all, before I answer this question, you've been a great guest.
Before you answer the question, what?
Before I ask you this
Sorry,
question,
that was needless.
you've
Thank
been a
you.
great guest
Thanks
so
for-
far.
thanks for
We'll,
saying
we'll yeah. Okay, moving on. Last question for you. What has been a key for you that you would say in your spiritual walk and growth, whether it's something that's brought you closer to God or something that you've just kind of something you've lived by that has helped you in the hard times or the good times in your spiritual life?
So I've been blessed with a wonderful mother who, when my thoughts are going wayward, or she'll be like, Kara, is that what Satan is telling you, or is that what Jesus tells you? Are you believing lies, or are you believing the truth? And and that's from when I was young, right? She's instilling that in you, and so when I'm a thought person too. Thoughts can make or break me sometimes, but recognizing and being able to be like, all right, Kara, like, where's this coming from? Is this what Jesus tells me I am that I'm loved, or am I believing like I'm not good enough? And then being able to recognize and then walk out the truth. So that would be something I've been able to obtain from advice and my mom, but then being able to include it in my life, and that's key for me, just to recognize, where is this thought coming from? Is this true, or is this a lie? And then being able to walk it out.
That is good, and that
Very
change.
good.
If you're able to believe what the truth is from God, that changes, pretty much changes everything, because it changes how you view yourself, how you live, the choices you make. So, solid advice to live by for sure.
Very much so. And in my mind, the verse comes to mind, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And it's like, when you know truth, even when other things combat that, you have that freedom to walk in that. And I think that's awesome, Kara. That's something I think a lot of people get wrapped up in, not believing truth and being bogged down. That's really good. Very good advice.
All right.
Are we-
Kara, anything from you yet that you want? Anything you want to plug?
Yeah. Hey.
Anything you're working on?
If
any
you're in
projects,
Columbus, North Carolina, come to Southern Manners.
Absolutely.
They will treat you right.
We have a great breakfast.
Yeah.
They have a
We
great
do.
breakfast and
Friendly
they have a great
staff.
lunch. To
They have
be
great
honest.
everything. Yep.
Yeah.
So
For
Personally
sure.
recommend the chicken quesadilla with honey mustard. It's life-changing.
Appreciate
pretty
that.
good.
Got you.
Make a mean quesadilla.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
something I got from a quote from Kara to that I wrote down was, "Don't force life. Don't force it. Let it happen. Let God lead you in the path that He has for you, even if it doesn't look like what you thought." And then what she just talked at there at the end is, who and what are we believing? And I think that is something that we should all ask ourselves and take that seriously. And we didn't really discuss how we wanted to end our podcast, but I had what did I have? Oh, quote. I had an inspirational quote of the week.
Okay. Hit it.
Let's hear it.
We have so many segments.
I like ending with Kara's thing, kind of reiterating. So I think we'll do that in the future. But hit us with that
recap
quote.
a little bit of, and maybe we won't do this, but
No.
you're
Go
getting
for it.
inspirational for now.
Hit it.
This says, the way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain.
All right, I'm not kidding you. I have a Dolly Parton shirt I almost wore tonight that has the exact same
kidding
quote
me.
on it. I'm not kidding you.
What
Shut
are
the
the
front
I'm
odds?
pretty sure Dolly Parton said that. Isn't that hilarious?
I can't
probably
believe
is.
I also just read a quote from Dolly Parton.
It's true. Well, the fact that
Guess
Kara
what's
has a shirt like
and the fact
that,
she
that's
almost
pretty
wore it.
ironic.
I'm pretty sure. I feel like
That's pretty crazy. But that is
I
a
know.
pretty
listen,
good quote.
it's
though.
like pink tie dye. That's why I got it, and it was a good quote. Exactly,
Yeah,
it's a good
exactly.
quote.
Might as well.
Here we are quoting it.
Love that.
Very cool.
All right. Well, anybody have anything else before we wrap it up?
You guys have been great. Thank you for having
You've
me. I
been
really
great, Kara.
appreciate it.
You've been
Kara,
a
thanks for
wonderful
being
guest.
our what I don't want to say guinea pig, but that's like what it is.
Yep.
What do you call it though? The first person to do something.
The first person.
Thanks for being that. Our producer's currently taking selfies in the sound room.
Nice. 15 minutes of
But
fame.
that was really, really great of you to come on. We appreciate it very much. And Derek, give us the word of the week as we wrap it up.
Word of the
What's
week.
the word of the week?
Okay. All right, guys. Get out there. Go after it. Remember, what you feed grows.
I meant one word.
Oh, I thought that was several. Think on that. What you feed grows. Ciao, guys.